It's easy to make that mistake here. I almost threw it off 3 or 4 times, and just kept after it. You had to go hard, but you couldn't really risk everything all the time. So it was really tough today. You got to have thick skin in this sport. You go from zero to hero to zero like that. That's how it is. But you've always got to go out and go 110%. I think the momentum's good. We're getting into the thick of the season coming up, so it's good to get this one in.
Just sort of pushing when other people were being a little tentative. I mean, that's how we were able to make some hay. And then once it settled in, we still had the pace. That's what I was pleased with. So Andretti Autosport did a heck of a job, but the Snapple car didn't have much for the DHL car today, but we had enough for everybody else.
It's hold your breath the whole time. I mean, what happened to Will could have happened to any one of our cars. It's just you're right on that edge, and our guys, lucky enough, kept it on the track, and once it dried out, we were in a good track position, and that was what won it. It was a little frustrating for everybody, I think, having to wait for the weather, but it was worth it for us. To come home 1-2 here is just spectacular. To rebound off the last race, which was a disaster for us, and Ryan drove a beautiful race, and Marco drove a spectacular race. I mean, he drove his way to the front with some really fun passes, and so to get a 1-2 finish is just it's spectacular.
It was definitely some variable conditions out there, and a little bit of standing water, which I think made it quite tricky at the start, and then also the transition to the slick tires after the first stint. But had a lot of fun. Huge credit and big thanks to all the fans for sticking it out. Rain delays aren't that much fun, and especially with the weather, severe weather, they had to put themselves through. But it was an okay race. It's hard. It felt like a bit of a sprint race. I dislike the shortened races. It's still a championship race, but you only do sort of 60% of it, so kind of frustrating. But all in all, good points day, and definitely happy and proud of the Target guys for the pit stops. They made up a lot of those spots on track for me.
I feel very confident in those conditions, and I'm really happy because on the restart we gained so many spots each restart, and it was damp on slick tires. So it's I love those conditions. It's so much fun. It's you got to dance with the car, you're gonna catch it, and you're gonna be quick with your reaction. You have to anticipate. Sometimes you can't anticipate because you don't know how the track is gonna be, and it worked pretty well for us today. So I'm pretty happy.
Tough to not push past the limit with wet patches everywhere. We just didn't have the pace in the dry anyway. I think we were a little bit heavy on downforce. I just locked up and I kept trying to push it a little bit further each time just to see how far you could go, but it went too far. Just locked the wheel and you just it's like ice straight off. Thought I was getting the wall. I was like, oh, that was lucky. Man, it's as close as you get.